My name is a Mighty Beard, and we are here with a new series. It's going to be called DM Prep, and it is basically something I'm going to record quick, like before the actual stream. It's going to be a way for me to organize in my mind what it is we're about to do. So usually we're going to record these probably about an hour before the actual stream starts, and then you guys are going to see it shortly thereafter, after the stream goes live. That is, so that way you're not spoiled before we do the stream. And yeah, definitely, I should say, if you haven't watched the stream yet, you might want to put a pause on this and go watch it. The link for that is going to be in the description. But if that's if you're okay with spoilers, feel free to watch and then go check out the stream to see how it actually turned out, because there's going to be some things we're going to talk about today that maybe we'll get to, maybe we won't. And yeah, who knows how the party is going to react to these different things. But yeah, so I'm just going to kind of walk you through what my GM prep looks like, and then yeah, well, and we'll just go from there. This is a new change. I've done this the last few sessions, and I've been enjoying it. But the idea from this is actually modified, or at least inspired, from Sly Flourish's The Lazy DM Prep, or GM Prep, I think is what he calls it. So so we're going to use a lot of the concepts that he discusses. I'll throw a link in the description for Sly Flourish, his website, as well as some of the books over on DM's Guild. But okay, well, again, we're running out of time, so let's go ahead and start. So I've got a prep template, and basically we're gonna list out party members, any reminders of things that have happened before that are relevant to what's going on now. We're gonna kind of list out what that start is gonna be. So how we're actually starting this session. Maybe a strong start, but at least a start. Any scenes and like important bits that I need to remember. Any secrets and clues as far as things that they might find. Locations and connections, will just kind of attach it to some of the plot points, or reminders of where we are. Any monsters that we've got going on, and I suppose it's monsters and NPCs, but anyone that has a connection here, we'll just kind of mark out. That way we've got quick access to look at stat blocks and that sort of thing. And then treasure, if there is treasure to be had, we'll just make a note here. That way, again, just quick access. All right, so this particular session that we are prepping for is Hovedstad is Sinking Part 2. So we'll go in here in the party, and we've got our party for this is going to be Norbin, Clover, and Trill. And then we might have a new guild member in Uvenka Shorthorn. And what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of dragging over journals that I've created, and these journals are basically quick links to character sheets, so we can pop those out real quick. But also like any backstory points, things they've said, any connections they have with some of the overall story or NPCs or that sort of thing. So this is just, I don't have it fully filled out for everybody. That's Clover, Norbin. Yeah, there's a lot of empty bits, just because if backstories weren't filled out or they didn't really go into much detail. I also have like a lot of like maybe connections, so for future things. So Norbin is an archaeologist, so him being a member of the Records Guild kind of makes sense. We'll just pull up the map. So my assumption is they'll come back down here through the sinkhole. So just a refresher for myself. So last time they were in here, they were able to explore pretty much from the entrance from the basement, this room, and this entire section. So they were able to basically explore that part. They left an X here, and I think Clover did that, and that was primarily because I actually don't recall. I know that they were negotiating with these ogres that have taken over the library. So there's a lot of bookshelves and tables and chairs, mostly all like rubble now, just because either wear on time, but also the ogres just kind of ripping through stuff and using it as bedding, that sort of thing. But they were able to get a book, and that book just had who knows what's in it. But the main piece that was in it, that kind of fell out when the ogres threw it during those negotiations, was the old continent map. So they were able to piece this together and deliver this to the Guild of Records prior to closing out the last session. And so this session, we're going to be starting about an hour later. So they went down afternoon, I would say. So afternoon to about 8 o'clock. So we're going to be starting at about 9 p.m. Okay. Now, when they went up, it was for three reasons. One was to deliver the artifacts that they were able to get over to the Guild of Records. They also wanted to coordinate a guard station setup at the Church's Guild for just to surround the sinkhole, as well as the well, to make sure that nothing comes out, because now they've seen stuff. They've seen the ogres. They haven't seen nearly the other, the rest of it. There's a bunch of stuff going on here. But they wanted to make sure the ogres didn't try to escape and head to the surface. So that was the two reasons. And the third reason was we initially were supposed to have Yavanka Shorthorn, which is a level 3 druid dwarf, and we're supposed to have her. She had a schedule conflict at the last second, but hopefully she can join this time. So yeah, it was a story-wide reason why they would be going up. Another reminder was Clover was negotiating with the ogres to move them somewhere else. She had mentioned to them in Giant that, because Clover is a Furbolg, so she mentioned to them that there were people up above, which did seem to cause them a bit of a concern. So I think again, it's been an hour. The ogres have been alerted that there is people who don't want them down here, just up above the surface. How would they play that off? Would they still be there when they get back? I think that's the question. Will they, would they still be there? So in my mind, again, the players haven't seen this yet. They haven't entered into this room yet to actually see, but there is a big crevice that has, opened up here. So the assumption that I'm going off of, and hopefully I can illustrate in some capacity, is that the ogres actually came from the caves that are underneath this. So they actually came up from the ravine and then opened up these double doors, and then that's how they got here. So this is kind of like a safe zone for them. And but knowing that there's a potential threat, and they've got a family to protect, would they still be there? I think I'm going to leave that up to game time decision based on some based on the conversations that's going to happen before the party comes back down here. So it is possible that they won't be here. But again, I'm guessing they're going to enter in from the sinkhole, which is now guarded, and return back to the library. Either the ogres are there or they are not. So yeah, we'll say determine that by d6s or conversation. So yeah, we'll determine that because we rolled a d6s to start off a session. So we're looking for either 1s or 6s. So with a 6, then that means someone's looking out for you. You find additional clues. You find additional things, or have an easier time to do stuff. Right? 1s is like worst case scenario. This is going to happen. Now, time is of the essence here, and having a fight with the ogres, is that necessary? And I don't think so, because we got 1, 2, 2, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got 12 rooms to explore. They're gonna have a fight in this room, potentially a fight in this room. So and again potentially in this room as well. So there are other fights to have to happen. And I do like the idea of having the ogres just disappear, because if the ogres disappear, they can track them maybe to go into the ravine, and by seeing that, maybe get close to the ravine to see what they can see down there. Which then would open up to what the purpose of this room is. So yeah, let's remove that. Let's say ogres have gone. It appears they went south and down into the ravine. Okay, so that would suggest that there's more stuff down there, maybe more stuff to explore later on. Yeah. It's just one of those things, like because when I initially made this map, I made this map with the intention that it would have multiple levels. So I had like stairs. I had stairs in like 2 different locations, but I haven't prepped that side of things yet. So what I don't want to do is put them in a position to want to do something like go down into the ravine, only for me not to have that prepped at all. So so we'll have to tiptoe around that line, I think. Let's tiptoe around that line. That maybe that's a future thing that they can do. But yeah, so on this particular map, I was using these little journal notes, which allows me to put little notes here on the map. I've stopped doing it like this for future stuff, but this is pretty nice. So opening up the journal notes here in Foundry. So in this room, we've got cave fissures, right? So there are 2 cave fissures on this side, 3 cave fissures on the other side, and I think I'm gonna I think I've got this open enough. Let's open up this guy and give him vision. Okay, so yeah, he would be able to see the other side here. And actually, let's edit this wall here and remove that. And what does that look like? Okay, so yeah, so once they're in this room, they'd have vision all the way to the other side. So maybe it looks like this room was kind of split off, which I think would be rather nice. But okay, so the point of the cave fissures is twofold. One is to again show threats that are coming up from the ravine. So that's something that they'll want to have, they'll want to deal with. But these cave fishers are very, very stealthy. Very stealthy. So let's see. Yeah, +5 to stealth, which again, is not too rough. But they've got this thing called adhesive filament, and that is basically they can extend their filament because they're spiders. They can extend that out, grab a hold of someone, and grapple them, and then they've got the feature or the action to be able to retract that. So once something is grappled, they can they can pull that person. So I mean, it's a DC 13 strength saving throw, but yeah, they can pull that creature, and that creature, the hope is that it grabs hold of them and they're able to stay up here long enough. But if they are pulled down into the ravine, we'll at least have like a central room that they'll land in. Maybe there's another spider, maybe a larger version of these cave fishers, or I don't know, some kind of threat. Maybe only like 40 feet down, so not a huge fall. Let's see, that would be a 46 fall. Yeah, I don't know. Their goal is to pull them into the ravine. I should probably have prepped that, but that's okay. We'll we'll run with that on the fly if it happens. So what's in the ravine? So that's gonna be our start. Our strong start is the ogres will have disappeared, and signs show that they went down into the ravine. And so what's down there? Hopefully they look, and then we've got cave fishers on this side that are going to try to attack them and pull them in. And then there'll be, we've got 2 more that are on this side that'll just kind of hit them from behind, kind of thing. Besides that, we also have another guy that they're going to run into. So let's open up this. So yeah, this room, a lot of rubble, but they will run into a guy, a Werbeln fungi. It's from the Creature Codex, which I think was Kobold Press. But yeah, just a plant creature made out of mushrooms. I felt like that was kind of cool, right? Lawful neutral. Oh yeah, here's the big shot of it. Again, I think it's pretty cool. And yeah, just based on some of the information, maybe he's just up here exploring, and but he's gonna be trapped here. He's gonna be trapped here. So if for some reason they come in from this side, this door to the ravine, prior to heading to the ogres, and if they look over on the ravine, they will get a warning from this guy that careful, don't get too close to the edge. There's a creature on the other side that'll try to pull you in. So they'll get a warning. They'll get a warning if they come in through this door, because this guy will see them. Maybe there's a conversation, or maybe he'll at least alert them there's a fight, and that's when we'll start the fight with the cave fishers. Back over here, we've got this room, and this is going to be a kiln room. So just a large stone kiln that is built here. A lot of clay pots to the side, old tables. Most of the clay is just kind of rotted or wet. But they're going to find a mold. So with a DC 13 investigation, they'll find a mold in here that has a Dragonborn's face. So again, tying it to the whole statuette thing that we've got going on. Which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, so it's also gonna be tied to dwarves with the warhammer. We've got elven style bow, and signs that the clay has been burned, so maybe it got left in there for too long. And yeah, they can find a secret door to go down here. So yeah, I think the main point that we want to tell is that one item was left in the kiln. It's likely that they left pretty quickly. So maybe whatever cataclysmic event that occurred cause them to hurry up and get out. Maybe that cataclysmic event, 200 years ago, is what caused this ravine to set up. But as far as the location of this room, it does have direct access to the well, which Trill went down initially to kind of explore with his familiar. So I guess I should say, if you are unfamiliar with the story so far, I just released an episode called "The Story So Far," so that you get an idea of where things are and what we've been doing. Now, this particular, because at least this session, I've already prepped a lot of the rooms. So what we're doing today is just kind of reminding ourselves of that, getting the important bits. Yeah, as far as secrets and clues, we've got that Dragonborn statue. It's got the Elven and Dwarvish suggestions. Still in the kiln. Must have left pretty quickly. Again, was that attached to the cataclysmic event? And is it possible that it's also attached to, if it was right around the same time as the fire that's in Clover's backstory? Okay, so as far as locations and connections, we're going to locate it to the we're going to locate I'm sorry, we're going to add Hovedstad to the locations. As far as factions go, we'll link it to the Churches Guild, just because that's where they are. We also last session we had the Records Guild involved. So maybe if they go and talk to that dude who took it in, they'll meet him. So Rogar, a Dragonborn cartographer at the Records Guild. As far as plot goes, we're going to link it to the teachers. Okay, so and this one I haven't written anything so far. But yeah, what they learned last time around was that there was a group that worked here called the Teachers, and was a Druidic type society. So we'll update those notes later. But okay, that's what we got so far. A lot of the rest is just kind of just visual things to look at. This room in particular is a potential spot for another fight. So we've got this moss here that is just kind of lighting up the room. It's going to be the same thing that was down here, that Trill saw through his familiar, that there was light coming from down here. The only thing that he could see as far as a source was the plant life. And so if they walk through here, they'll see another one. If they examine it, it is a cave light vine moss. So it's got 46 hit points. It's really not that bad. It can constrict and entangle. So they'll probably leave it alone. But if they do, there's actually two of them. They're going to be on either side, or at least one. Again, we'll see what those D6 rolls look like. But in this room, as far as the purpose for the room, it is a gallery. So the walls are going to have some tapestries, which we've illustrated with these tokens. But there's going to be a mural painted on the western wall, which is going to depict dragons and giants. And it's going to depict some figures at the bottom. I might hide it behind a DC 15 perception or investigation, but I don't think I will. But it's going to be, as far as the creatures that are standing there, kind of watching these monsters off into the horizon. It's going to be a mixture of elves, dwarves, dragonborn, and I wrote down here something else because I wasn't really sure, but I think now I kind of want to put Furbolg. Yeah, the mural will have a group joining forces to take on giants and dragons, and that group is made up of elves, dragonborn, dwarves, and Furbolg. Again, just tying it to this overarching concept that the continent was not necessarily controlled, but it was all of these different groups that were working together. So maybe they work together to fight dragons and giants. The giant piece will be important later on because the giant piece is going to be related to Calgrim. But Calgrim Calgrim is a rune knight fighter, and runes came from giants. So this might at least um, introduce the concept that giants were once here. Where we'll go with that, I don't know, because Calgrim's not here, and that's kind of his story. But yeah, it's a possibility that we might go down that route at some point. Maybe there's still giants here. There's a lot of land they haven't explored yet. Okay, so the other plot that we're going to add here is the destruction. All right, so just a quick save, and yeah, just want to make sure everything's linking properly. That all looks good. Let's continue. The next room is going to be important, and really it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rooms that are going to be important. And again, it depends on how they get there. So if they come down from the north and loop around, they're gonna see probably this room first. So there's not gonna be a lot of stuff in here that is tangible, things for them to take or that are part of the general plot. But again, that nature above all others tagline, there's gonna be this is gonna basically look like a temple of sorts. You're gonna have an altar, you're gonna have a big stone chair. And then there's going to be a lot of mushrooms and overgrowth down here, a lot of dirt. They will run into, again, another shrieker. And this is our mushroom that shrieks as soon as someone enters in. And yeah, so they don't really do anything. They don't do any damage. They're just annoying. But hopefully that won't stop them from exploring this room, or at least seeing, like just looking in, because we will have a lot of dirt on the ground, as well as 5 empty caskets. All right, so we'll call this section the quarters and temple. So yeah, basically we're gonna have a bit of a temple here. We're gonna have some quarters. I don't think I had anything in here. Again, just things that they would discover, but a lot of the same ideas are being passed through. In this room, it's pretty much an empty room, just a lot of storage. But in both of these rooms, again, we're going to have dirt on the floor, empty caskets. This room, though, is the big one. So in this room, it's going to be a kitchen, and so again, some flavor there. But yeah, basically some more caskets on the ground, more dirt. But when they walk in, they're going to see this guy who is a cadaver collector, and he is going to be in the process. I don't have a big photo, but basically he's a big machine that picks up dead bodies and impales them onto itself, so that he can carry them to wherever he goes. Now, generally speaking, they are they respond to the call of a necromancer. So the necromancer basically creates these things and sends them out to then go collect dead bodies and bring them back for whatever purposes that they have. So usually they're sent out to like old battlefields. But there's a lot of dead bodies here in the graveyard, and he's basically reaching up into the dirt, because like right above them is the actual cemetery. So digging through the dirt, pulling down the bodies through by way of the caskets, opening up the caskets, taking the body, and then implanting them on himself. He's got like weapons and sharp objects all around him, just shoving these bodies on him. Now, one thing about the cadaver collector is it is technically lawful evil as far as the initial alignment, but it doesn't it doesn't speak. So we can understand languages, but it can't speak. And really, I think he's single-minded. His job is to collect bodies, and that's it. Maybe he's in the process of implanting a body on him, and then probably exiting out and going back down into the ravine. So again, showing that he had come up from the ravine. So if there is a fight, which this dude is pretty strong. So if there is a fight, And actually, yeah, he's damage. He's immune to some things. It doesn't look like he is. Oh, non-magical physical. So yeah, if they try to attack this dude, he's immune to it. He's immune to it unless they use spells. I don't think any of them have magic weapons yet because of they're level 3. They just started. This is going to be their second session. We're going to have to equip everyone with magic weapons at some point if they do this, if they follow this hook. But yeah, cadaver collector is collecting bodies. Take back to the ravine. Why? All right, so but yes, he has a feature here that instead of actually attacking, because he could, it's +9 to hit, deals 10 damage, plus 11 necrotic damage, though I usually fudge that. Maybe, again, they're level 3, which means yeah, they only got like 24 hit points, so I don't want to one-shot them. We'll probably do something, but I think what he's going to do instead is summon specters. So specters. All right, so I've got 2 specters here. They're a bit more manageable. They do have the life drain effect, which potentially 10 necrotic damage. But they have a lesser chance to hit. But I think I just want them there to bother the party and cause the party to separate from the cadaver collector. That way I can have him escape and do the job that he was set out for, which is to deliver bodies to a necromancer, obviously. We'll also add that as a connection. We've got the undead, which, again, I haven't written down, but that's attached to what's happening down in Sedund. In theory, that's where my mind's going right now. So after some time on the continent, people are dying, they're getting buried, and yeah, this dude is using the dead bodies against them. But we'll see how it all unfolds. But I think that's a nice tie-in. All right, so as far as monsters, we're gonna have cave fishers. I've got about 5 cave fishers at the ravine. We've got a cadaver collector in the kitchen, some cave-light moss in the well, just in case they go back there, and the gallery. We also have the Wurbeln fungi at the ravine. And actually, we'll move this up. So we've got 5 cave fishers at the ravine. They've cornered one Wurbeln. Again, we're gonna get rid of the ogres. I think we don't. I don't think we need them. And then we also have a string of shriekers, and I think I had placed some swarms of insects all around. A few of them elsewhere. We'll yeah, they're just kind of dependent on how things are going. If they're moving pretty quickly, they killed those cave fishers like without issue. We might pose some issues with them for there. The other thing, and this is just kind of this is just for me to think about later on, but was the cadaver collector attached to the Warforged donations? So again, I don't have anything written, but there was a donation. An anonymous donor gave Warforged to this community. So we've got Draco down in Sedund. We also have Obsidian and Hovedstad. Just kind of just an origin story for them of where they came from. But they were donated by an anonymous donor. So because this is basically a Warforged, I mean it's a construct, it's a machine. Is it related? All right, last but not least, treasure. So there really isn't much. We've got, in this room, we have the burnt clay statue of the Dragonborn. All right, in the temple quarters, we also have, there is a book titled Nature Above All Others, Teachings of Eldath. That's an Elvish script, Druidic symbols of the teacher, and yeah. So I think that'd be a cool artifact to give him. All right, so Eldath is a god in the Forgotten Realms, the Green Goddess, Mother, Guardian of Groves, Mother of the Waters. Yeah, it's just very interested in the protection of life. Any waters blessed by her were known to cure sickness and madness. But this is the symbol. This is the symbol that we were using for the main room. This little audience chamber. But it's also symbols that they've seen elsewhere, including the belt. They picked up a belt last time that had that on the buckle. So that'll be the first time that we introduce any type of religion. And yeah, I don't think I have anything in the temple itself we're taking. So yeah, it's a burnt clay statue of the Dragonborns. We've got a book of Eldath. And then I guess at least they could probably stand here and resketch that map, or at least describe it, or not the mural. They got the tapestries. You know, maybe there's maybe there's some stuff in the tapestry that they want to take. Yeah, I don't think there was anything in here. Oh, there's an old tunic. Has a druidic symbol meaning teacher. So, all right. So I think that's good. Just checking the time, and yeah, we're coming up close. So I think that's good. We've got the main stuff, the main scene set out. So the ravine, what's in the gallery, the quarters and temple with the cadaver collector. So I think we're all good there. And yeah, I don't think I left anything out. Again, it's quite possible that they might go through the well and curve around. There was a lot of stuff to explore that they knew about. So they might come from that direction, which it'd be rather interesting if they do. But okay, that's it. Live stream is coming up in real life time. You guys are going to be seeing this after the live stream, but in the description will be a link to view that. You can also go to amightybeard.com. We will have session recaps written there. So just a write up of what all took place, what they found, that sort of thing. And yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But that's it. My name's Mighty Beard. It's been a pleasure, and we will play D&D together again very soon. Later.